We have all experienced this. You read a story so groundbreakingly good that it makes you reflect over why great stories speak to you. What is it that captures you specifically? And why is this specific one so goddamn good? And why didn't I read it sooner? My introduction to Makoto Yukimura's earlier work was Planetes. What struck me was of course the art, but also how he handled characters and had this seemingly ability to zone in on their insecurities and flaws that made them feel real. Now I'm not a fan of the later half of the story, which is why I was putting off reading Vinland saga. And I'm here to tell you that was a stupid assumption and I'll get everything. Vinland saga is the great things from Planetes on a freaking pre-workout weight of quadruple exposure shots, pure adrenaline and steroids. It is a beefy boy and it will blow your mind. There are 3 things I want to touch upon regarding Vinland saga in this video. The first is character, and more specifically Askeladd. Now, this man is not the main character, that would be Thorfinn. But Thorfinn is a boring, angry teenager with his eyes only set on revenge for the first quarter of the story. It makes sense in context, but it also makes him less interesting. So how do you capture your audience when the protagonist is a snooze fest in the characteristics department? Enter my boy, Askeladd. This chat just walks in, looks at not just Thorfinn, but everybody and tells them, yeah, I'm the captain now. You never know what really goes on in his head, but the gears are always turning and he is always working towards his secret goal. Since what he does to Thorfinn should make you hate him, given Thorfinn is the one you should root for, it makes you question why you gravitate towards him so much. Why is he so charismatic? The man is just written differently. He acts one way, but sincerely wants to do something the opposite way. Often do you get the briefest glimpse through his armor of the man he really is, be it the slightest look at his crew, knowing he has to do something he doesn't want to keep their loyalty and continues toward his goal, or how he downplays his feelings towards his friends only to act it out on Thorfinn. But what really makes him a great character is that his nuance and complexity isn't ambiguous or too hidden. All the clues are there and you will stumble on a lot of them during your first read through. Enough for you to look deeper on the second one. And the fact that he is not the strongest nor the youngest fighter and often wins by tactic, cunning and experience is just the cherry on top. This man made the first arc go from good to downright perfect. Now art shouldn't make or break a manga. Sure, bad art or even worse, bad paneling / page layout will make you hate reading even the greatest story. But even good art can't save a manga. And often too much focus is given to great art instead of what makes the manga actually work. People often only praise the art of Berserk because it's the easiest selling point, even if its strength is the writing and the themes of the story. The art is just the cherry on top. Now, with that said, the art in Vinland saga is stupid. And I'm talking Berserk stupid. But you just said, forget that, okay? Just forget that. Trust me, it's stupid. You've seen the panels already in this video, but we need to talk about this. Just the way Yukimura uses focus to give the images depth, but still give everything enough care to show the effects of time and usage is a masterclass in making your world believable. And the most impressive thing is that the first volume of the hardcover release was done on a weekly schedule. Fucking how? He did this in a week. 16 weeks in a row before he said, yeah, too much stress, and went to a monthly release. Everything seems to be drawn by keeping everything and everyone confined to the real world and fighting the urge to go big and manga bombastic. Like Yukimura really wants to go all in, but he keeps himself in check and holds back. This makes the art radiate a sense of respect to not just the history it's depicting, but to the characters and themes themselves. I have never seen an artist dedicate so much effort to show the history of hands, as in what they have experienced. Hands! Now, even with this realistic constraint, it still has that manga flair. Clothes, ships, weapons and more might be historical correct, but at the same time, Thorkel. This man throws giant tree trunks like they are javelins and his opponents are irritating judges at the Olympics. This man feels like he got lost on his way to Baki or Jujutsu Kaisen and just wandered into Vinland Saga. He plays football but uses Thorfinn as the ball instead and just launches him 20 plus meters into the air. The fact that it doesn't break the immersion but instead feels as a natural part of the world goes to show the care and expertise Yukimura puts into his art and page layout. So after the biggest action-packed introduction covering 25% of the story, how do you follow that up and keeping your readers invested? Learn about farming, of course. Now, it does feel like a tonal whiplash that even I wasn't prepared for, but fuck me do I love farming now. Who would have thought that farming could be this engaging and character driven? Vagabond readers, of course, but we common folk didn't know. The way that farming arc forces Thorfinn to reflect on his sins, goals, drive, what he is allowed to wish for, and what in his eyes he deserves to do, plus so much more, is so perfectly done that for now it's my favorite part of the story. The fact that it takes place in my home country and that I giggle every time I see Danish city names or historical figures just go to show how much I connect with it. And that I'm a grown-ass man that doesn't need any validation that my country exists by any media. Oh, Knud Jellings mentioned again. Woohoo! I have never been so invested in a forest getting chopped down, nor that a protagonist from an action manga who could floor anyone around the farm doesn't want to fight. And when he does throw down, you cheer because fuck yeah, hit him! But you also quickly get sad because of what that means for Thorfinn. But also, look at those crops. Fucking look at them! Now I don't have any more concrete to talk about regarding Vinland Saga. The art is great, the characters are phenomenal, and farming is peak entertainment. Just go read Vinland Saga. Or watch it. Just do what you can to experience it. But that being said, I have to talk about the thumbnail. This one image and what it has done to me. This one image has changed my outlook on storytelling. It took my preconception of what I thought payoff was and told it to put on its big boy pants because this is how the grown-ups does it. This image has lived rent-free in my head ever since I finished reading volume 13. It will not leave. My man Yukimura has done the impossible. With this image alone has he shown me what true payoff is. What the definition of cathartic and to truly earn something really is. And not just the 24 pages that precedes it in the chapter, but the 4,967 pages that builds up to it since the very first page. Oh, you think I just looked it up? No. I went back and started reading the whole series again to not only truly grasp the weight of this panel, but to count every single page as well. Because that is what this panel deserves. Fuck it, this whole chapter deserves. This one chapter did something no other manga has managed to do. Was I moved when Going Mary got his Viking sent off? Of course, she's Nakama. Did I feel some onions when Guts finally finds Casca after so long, even if her mind is broken? Not made of stone, so sure. And did this one scene from Solanin punch me in the feels? You betcha. But this one chapter did the impossible. It brought me to manly tears. And I'm talking real manly tears. The ones you hold back but still manages to break through and other people see you and starts breaking down because such a Herculean man of men not only cries but has emotions. This what panel is the very definition of beautiful. And it fucking hits you like a truck. Sorry, I gotta pinch a bush real quick. My point is, there are multiple reasons to read Vinland Saga. The art is great, the pacing is on point, the characters are complex and real, and it asks human questions about belonging, faith, purpose, and conviction. But to me, no matter how the ending ends up being, this chapter at the tail end of volume 13 is reason enough. Vinland Saga just peaked, and I hope it stays there until the end.